Hey bestie, grab your coffee because we are having an honesty chat today. I've got my same kind of mug here as you can see, but I've got Disneyland today instead of Disney World. So decided to change it up, plus it's purple, so you can never go wrong with purple. But let's get into what I wanted to chat about. So if you've seen, maybe you've seen, I've been working on a course platform series or a course building series, but something's been kind of itching at me just a little bit that I need to kind of get off my chest. In my video from the other day, about which course platform I recommend for beginners, I recommended Podia, and I stand by that. Podia is great, but it's not what I currently use for my own products and courses. And so I felt like I just needed to kind of clarify that a little, maybe because I think sometimes, and maybe this is just me wanting to make sure that I'm sharing as much as I can about everything that I do with you. But I felt like, oh, maybe I should be recommending the platform that I actually use, which is ThriveCart Learn. And of course I want to be authentic, so here we are. So when I first started my business, I was of course piecing together free tools or like as inexpensive as possible tools because we don't have a lot of money to spend in the beginning, right? Maybe still don't. And so I've tried a lot of different course and like product delivery platforms over the years, because I use course platforms also to deliver just digital products. Like even if it's not a course, I'll use it to deliver like a PDF or something. Like you can just send that out in an email, but also I'd just like to give people a place to come back to that's not their inbox if they need to download it again or something like that. So I like to have it set up in that way. And I've used Teachable, I've used Thinkific, I've used Kajabi, not personally, but with clients. The other ones I've used personally. Podia, I used probably the longest time. And then I switched to ThriveCart. Now, if I'm being completely upfront with you, which is why I'm here, I switched to ThriveCart solely because it was a one-time payment. They have great checkout pages with upsells and bump offers and all of that stuff, which I also wanted. But so that's what I paid for. But then with that came ThriveCart Learn, which is where you can host course content. And so I was like, that's amazing. I'm going to do that instead of paying for whatever platform, Podia or anything else, monthly or yearly for forever. I'm going to pay them one time and be able to host all my things for however long. So that's what I did. I paid a couple $100, however much it was, for their one-time payment. And that's what I used. That said, and I do like ThriveCart, their course builder is not intuitive. They've gotten better. Their checkout page templates and sales page templates are much better than they were when I first signed up, but their course templates are not great. Like there really isn't one. You have to build everything from scratch, and you're not able to save colors and branding and all that kind of stuff. I'm not hating on ThriveCart. I like it. I'm going to continue to use it, but it's not great for beginners. When you just either aren't tech savvy or you just want to get your content out as quick as possible, ThriveCart Learn is not the way to go. So I recommend Podia because it was the last app software that I used before switching, and it was very easy to put together. Easy to drag and drop and move content around, easy to add content to it. Just the price isn't terrible for it. Comes with email marketing if you want to use that with them. I still recommend ConvertKit for that, or Kit, but that's an option. If you don't want to pay for another software for that, then they do have it. So it's just a great all-around course platform for beginners. So that's kind of where my little, I don't want to say identity crisis, but just kind of like, oh, should I be recommending this one, came in because in the video from the other day, I recommended Podia as the top course platform that I recommend for beginners, but I don't use it myself. And I wondered if I was being genuine if I recommended something different, because my whole brand is about being your trustworthy, cozy tech sidekick, right? So, I wouldn't want you to see the video saying I recommend using this and then purchasing one of my products and realizing that I'm not delivering it to you in the same platform. But then I realized that my job isn't to make sure everybody's using the same platform. It's to make sure that you're using the right platform for you, for your budget, for your skills, for your goals. And that authenticity isn't about sharing what's on my dashboard, like what I'm actually necessarily using, but it is about being honest about why I recommend what I do use, and about being clear and honest about that I wouldn't recommend something that I either haven't used or really genuinely just disliked. And the same really goes for any tool. I prefer ConvertKit for email marketing, but depending on where you are in your journey, I may recommend something else to you, like Flowdesk or maybe MailChimp or something, something else. I've used all of those. They're all perfectly fine. They all excel at different things. So really, the recommendation is going to be based on what you need. And really, keeping up with tools that I don't use every day makes me a better sidekick for you. It helps keep me up to date on what's going on with those different platforms and which one has new features that might be beneficial. If I was only recommending the ones that I use, then I wouldn't know that about any of the other ones. And again, I'm here to just make sure that you are using the ones that are best for you and your business, especially as a solopreneur who may not have somebody that they can ask when weird tech issues arise. This way, you'll know that you're using a software that you can confidently troubleshoot as needed. So here's how I decided to approach it. I'm always transparent with what I use and why. I don't recommend tools unless I have tested it and understand it myself. And I'll help you find what fits your situation, not just what's trendy or what works for someone else on YouTube. Because the best tool is the one that you'll actually use and stick with. So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I've come up with from this kind of little dilemma that I had. If you're teaching or recommending anything online, that doesn't mean that you have to use it every single day. But you do need to know and understand that tool. Don't recommend something just because you get a kickback from it, or just because it's popular and people are going to sign up for it. That's where I think things start feeling a little inauthentic, because if I start recommending this tool but I've never even logged into it, how am I going to know it's a good enough tool for you to use? And I don't want you to sign up for it even if I get a kickback from it. I don't want you to sign up for it, log in, and then it's the worst tool ever, and then you're like, why is she recommending that? This sucks. And then you don't trust me anymore, you know what I mean? So everything that I recommend, I have used either for myself or with clients. Maybe I just signed up to play around with it to get a feel for it myself, but I've used it for myself or clients, and I actually like it and recommend it. Okay, I think I'm off my soapbox for today. So I do recommend tools that I don't always use, but I have used and tested everything that I recommend because I want to look out for you, not just my own comfort zone. But I do kind of want to know if you've ever forced yourself to try to use a tool just because someone else that you follow swears by it. I'm just curious. I would love to hear your take on this. And remember, the best system is the one that works for you, not the one that works for me. And I'll see you next Sunday for another chat. Bye.